Why are video games no longer fun?
Are video games still fun?
Fortnite.
I don't mean that in the sense of like, is GTA 5 a fun game? It objectively is. Going in as Trevor and going on a rampage still gives me a small rush of serotonin. But now the game's been out for 7 years, and a rampage just isn't as fun as it used to be, and I alt F4 and go back to do something else. That's where I think the main problem is. Not as fun as it used to be. One of my best friends told me on Discord the other day that he was taking a break from Discord and his PC as he found it boring and wouldn't be online as much. At first I was wondering what he meant, then I started to think about what he said, and I ended up agreeing. Let me give you an idea of what he meant. How often have you finished school or work and you go and sit by your PC or console and were so ready to have some fun, and then...
Can I raise the volume?
You go and sit by your PC or console and were so
Does it feel
ready to have
higher?
some fun, and then you just sit there for hours waiting for something to happen. You have games to play, and they're good games. They're just not fun anymore. I sit here most days looking at my desktop with hundreds of games on it, and I spend most of my time just on Chrome, watching Netflix or YouTube. And I don't know why. I want to play these games, and sometimes I even open them, but I never make it further than an hour before I get bored and go back to endlessly scrolling on TikTok. So, I've been rambling about things not being fun. So, what is fun?
I feel like games when you play with other people are fun, and it's hard to play with your friends
Fun is a very
these days.
subjective term. Ask 50 people what they find fun, and you'll get 50 different answers. One may say roller coasters.
Oh shit!
Another may say getting pegged in the arse. It's very subjective. But I'll throw my 2 cents in, because this is my YouTube channel, and my opinion is the only opinion that truly matters around here. Something is fun when you want to relive the moment again. This can be in the form of nostalgia, or just going to bed with a grin on your face. I remember a few years ago when me and my friends would spend hours playing Team Fortress 2, but not the actual game. We played the man versus machine mode. I used to play it on a MacBook, and we could only play one map because that was the only one that would load on Apple products. It got so bad one night that we played it all night until the sun came up the next day. My dad
Good
was
old days.
furious, but I didn't care. I had fun. Pure, childlike, unadulterated fun. That was a good night. I wish I could live that night again because life was easier then. I didn't really care about anything at that point. Nostalgia is such a double-edged sword when you get older. On the one hand, it reminds you of good times in the past that you look back on fondly, but on the other hand, it reminds you of good times in the past and it makes you sad because you can't have those times again. Not saying that there can't be any good times in games nowadays. Me and my friends discovered a game called The Forest a while back, and the whimsy came back. We had the biggest smiles on our faces for days. Building huge bases, fighting off gruesome cannibals, and just generally being idiots. If you want a game to play with your friends, I highly suggest playing The Forest. It's the most fun I've had with my friends in a long time.
Oh, this looks like The Forest reminds me of like that game, The Raft. It's called The Raft or Raft, but you're in a forest. We played The Raft together with the community, right?
But it's still got stale, and now we almost never touch the game, except from when we all say we should play it again. We play it for a day straight and then never again, because it doesn't bring back the memories we used to have about the game. And that's what the problem is with modern day video games. They don't leave a good enough memory. This is the problem I have with Pokemon. Every time a new Pokemon game would come out, I would buy it. I would never know why, because some of the recent ones aren't even that good.
True.
I recently realised it's because I'm trying to bring back those memories of Diamond and Pearl that I had on my DS as a kid. not knowing anything about type weaknesses or strategy, and just solely training my starter to a monstrously high level.
Oh yeah,
Beating
learning
all
what was
Pokemon in one
weak
hit.
and what was strong.
None of them can do that. There's also the fact that we change as people over time. Games will always be just lines of code made by companies who just want to make a profit, but it's the players that change too. I know that's a cringe thing to say, but it is true. I'm not who I was when I was 12 playing TF2 till sunrise. I'm a much older, wiser person. We can't bring back those fun memories because we aren't the same people. It would be lying to say that I'm happier now than I was when I was a kid, playing Overwatch in 2016 with Lewis, raging when we lost and screaming.
Mom, I shit the bed.
Video games have provided people with some of the happiest memories anyone could ever ask for. But they've not been able to fill the same place that they used to. That's why I think video games just aren't that fun anymore.
Oh my god, it ends at that! Holy shit, this is sad! We all can all relate. As adults now who once played lots of games in the past, we can all relate to that. About Pokemon specifically. Like, I will always buy Pokemon, but does it give me the same feeling that I did, that it did before when I was younger playing it? Nah. But yeah, I'll still keep giving them my money because I want to, like, I still want to play every Pokemon game. Actually, there's one Pokemon game that I didn't buy. I didn't buy the new Diamond and Pearl. Yeah, I thought I was, but I was so busy with Final Fantasy XIV that I was like, yeah, I'm not playing Diamond and Pearl because it's just a copy pasta of the older game, just like more, just like with newer, better graphics. So that one I didn't, but with the new one, since it's gonna have new Pokemon, I will definitely play that new Violet and Scarlet. But going back to what he was saying, like, I think sometimes when you play video games, it can feel quite lonely. Because you want to play with your friends, but your friends are all adulting and they're not there all the time anymore. They're busy doing work, especially since this is my profession, actually. Like, I've been streaming in the past and playing lots of video games, a lot of Hearthstone really before. There are times where I just wanted to chill and play some games with friends, but I definitely have more time to play it versus a lot of my IRL friends. I feel like a lot of my IRL friends haven't even touched a game in a while. There's some people out there who just haven't touched a game, or like if it's like a very small game, like a mobile game, like Candy Crush or something that they play. And also, as a streamer and like having your own community, we have community nights sometimes where we play games together. I played Monster Hunter with like 3 other people. Those were good times. It was like 3 other mods of mine. It was 4 of us playing Monster Hunter. It was fun. And now we don't. Like, that eventually stopped. Like, you just go through phases. Then you look back and you're like, oh, those were good times. And you want that again. But sometimes, like, there are times also where there's just like no new game out that anybody really wants to play. I feel like we're in that area right now where there just seems to be no games that people want to like play with other people right now. Like, Among Us was huge. Remember? And everyone was like, let's play Among Us. And everyone was playing with each other. Now, like, what is the Among Us of our time right now? There isn't any, right? We're all just sort of going back to older games again, or like I like Final Fantasy XIV. I always go back. Final Fantasy XIV is a social game. And I try to get more friends to play it, but I don't want to, I don't want to force people to play a game that I enjoy, because people just enjoy different things. Monster Hunter looked like it'd be cool to really get into, but man, it looks like an investment. Exactly, and that whenever I try to get people to play Final Fantasy XIV, they think the same thing about Final Fantasy XIV. They're like, well, it's an MMORPG. I don't really know if I want to like dedicate that much time into a game. As an adult, like, you think about the time. It's always like your time and your management of your time. Like, do I have the time for this? Probably not. And MMORPGs scare a lot of adults. They're like, nope, I know what that game does to you. It'll suck me right in. When you're like really busy, you just want the lighter games, I suppose, right? Real life can be a new game for a lot of people. True. Get a new girlfriend? New game. Tinder is your Among Us. You always try to find who's gonna Ghost on a date. Oh my god, what? That feels so bad to laugh at. What?